This is Lord Rick. I'm deep within the iceberg, the Carson Iceberg Wilderness. I almost made it to Spicer Reservoir. I have to head back. It's getting dark. Rascal chased a bunch of wild cattle. He was rounding them up. And, of course, I made a video because there was no way I was going to be able to catch him. I figured, shouting would get him to come. But he was focused on getting the cattle. And he ran up the side of a steep mountain and chased the cattle and disappeared. And I heard him barking. And I ran into a ranger. She was hiking along the creek, and she said she heard him barking and seen him go right past with the cows. So, I talked to her for a little bit. The people out here are very friendly. It's a different type of world. I mean, I'm like 30 miles from the nearest town, probably. But it's just, there's two creeks. One's on the left side of me and one's on the right. There are peaks that go to 10 to 12,000 feet. I'm surrounded by thick woods and rock formations. And the hardest thing I have to do right now is I have to hike back to camp without my dog. And for those that know me, know that I'm a man that loves my dog. It's one of the most important things that I have in life besides my kid. He's, he means the world to me. Besides my kids, I should say. And I see a sign that says Pacific Valley. And I see another sign that says Highland Lakes. It's very confusing back here. But I have to hike back without him and hope that he knows the way back to camp by picking up my scent. There was a cabin and there was a reservoir, not a reservoir, but another meadow that the ranger told me about. So I hiked up to the peak and looked down. I did not see any meadow or cabin. She said that was the way he was heading. But when I heard him barking up a mountain, so I climbed the mountain and I went up there and he wasn't there. And the cows were running back towards Highland Lakes, that direction. So I decided to come back here and seen about 20 cattle running, but I seen no Rascal. And as of now, I've called him and called him and called him, and he is lost in the iceberg wilderness. And I may never see him again, or somebody might take him if they find him. And it's a really hurtful situation. We hiked 8 miles together, and I sat there and I shared food with him and water, and just, it was a good hike. And his job, I guess the type of breed he is to round up cattle. And we didn't expect to find cattle this far back into the woods, but we did. And unfortunately, he chased them, and I climbed 3 mountains in the last, 24 hours. So, I don't know. I just know that I'm very weak and very tired, and I cannot climb anymore, let alone search for my dog, which could be anywhere within these 160,000 acres or square miles or whatever it is. But point is, it's vast. This wilderness goes all the way to the Yosemite and all the way up to Ebbets Pass. It's a huge wilderness area. I'm on a trail right now. I got no room to take any more videos or photos. I don't know if I can call a ranger and have them come on out and look for him. You know, he's going to get hungry. He's going to get cold out here. He's going to have to find shelter. Trail is... Rascal! Rascal! At times the trail disappears. There's a bunch of unmarked trails. And a lot of strange things have happened on this hike. I found 2 to 3 large Sasquatch prints. They were big, you know. When you find something 16 inches and 19 inches and they're deep, you have to wonder what made that. I found some stool. It was definitely a large pile. It looked human, but it didn't look human. Like, in other words, it was bigger than what a human would do. And I also found some other strange things. I've had a successful investigation. Spicer Meadows, Spicer. My dog may be at Spicer Meadows. I couldn't find it. I was within a half a mile, but there was Jacobs Canyon. There's actually a forest fire going on up here. And so, you know, she said you could go up near it, but I wouldn't stay too long. So, for all I know, Rascal could have chased them cows towards the forest fire, and that would be a bad situation for the cattle and him. I don't know what to do. And I know that my girlfriend and my kids are going to be hurt. My girlfriend's going to be really upset because I've been training him to walk without a leash, and he does a great job. He doesn't need a leash. He walks on my side, or he'll find the path for me, which is good for safety because he's more of a safety type of dog to help me out on my long hikes, where he'll find the path, or, you know, the best way to go through the foliage or cross the creek, and he's gone. And, you know, it's, at this point, it's a very sad situation, because, like I said, I'm a man that loves that dog. I don't have a lot of friends. You can be famous, you can be the best paranormal investigator in the world, but you know what? When you're different than everybody else, people only like what you have to offer. They don't like you for you. People don't investigate for us, and I do everything myself. And because I have so very few investigators, I've trained my dog to be an investigator, and now I've lost him. And I'm going to feel guilty for a really long time. Because, you know, the life of a paranormal investigator is a lonely one. You know, people look at you differently when you investigate the paranormal. They don't, you know, they don't understand what you do. They make a mockery of it. Rascal! Rascal! And, you know, unfortunately, over the years of doing this business, I've been screwed a lot. And people have stolen from me, and they've taken, and they've taken, and they've taken. And I just, you know, I'm just so burnt out with what I'm doing. You know, I climb mountain peaks looking for Bigfoot. I risk my life. I fall. I've had hundreds of injuries. My body, it's scarred up completely. And all these people get on TV on these paranormal shows. They get paid thousands of dollars. They become famous. And all they do is stand around and do shit. They don't fucking hike 20 miles. They don't climb cliffs. The evidence is frauded. They eat, they get catered to, they get makeup on the fucking face. Meanwhile, I'm a guy with 2 kids trying to make a living. All my equipment's broke. I have no money to replace it. I have thousands of members. I ask for maybe 50 cents, $1 a month from each of them so that I can continue my research. You know what? I pay for the website. I pay for all the gas to travel. I pay for all the equipment. And now I'm paying for the loss of my dog. And it hurts me. I'm sad. There's a lot of mixed emotions. I have probably 6 more miles to get back to the truck. Maybe 7, maybe 8. When I talked to the ranger, she said, "Oh my God, you really hiked through this, the primitive area far, you know." A ranger was shocked, and she had walking sticks. But I don't have walking sticks. All I have is my dog and my legs. And it's getting dark, and it's going to be one hell of a scary walk back to the truck. Because you know what? This is primitive. There's forest, foliage, creeks that cross in and out, dry creeks and dry lake beds, which is just a lot of rocks, thousands of rocks, making it so hard to traverse on without, spraining an ankle is kind of hard because I've already sprained my ankle up here. But I push on, and I push on, and I push on. And people will never understand the commitment I made, that I've been doing this since I was a kid. I've devoted my life. And that haunted highway, when I hear that Jack Osborne has devoted his life to the paranormal, it really pisses me off. Not because it's Jack Osborne. It's because it's somebody who's wealthy and takes an interest in something and says, "Hey, put me on TV. I'm interested in it as a hobby." But this is my life. Being an author, a talk show host that does amazing radio shows on the paranormal and stand-up comedy, don't even get paid to do it. Design my entire site, perform over 1,000 investigations, and my only hope is he's microchipped and he'll be found and I'll get a call. But I don't know. I know that me and that dog, we do a lot of hiking and a lot of things together. We play. He's my buddy. He's my best friend. I don't have a best friend. I've had people just fade away. I've had thousands of people that say they're friends, but you know what? They've all disappeared. All of them. All of them. I've quit my team. They don't give a shit. They're gone. People come and go. People have there is no more commitment in this field. When I started, these shows didn't exist. I was one of the first guys 10 years ago that was asked to do a show like Ghost Hunters. They couldn't find an open network, and the network thought paranormal was stupid back then. So, I don't know what to say anymore. But, I've lost my friend. He's died on an investigation. I've lost my dog. I've had investigators get so scared because I show them some really spooky shit, and then they don't want to be on the team anymore, but yet they come out to see spooky shit. It just doesn't matter. I'm in the middle of a big canyon in the iceberg wilderness. It's so woodsy. Branches are breaking. Bears and mountain lions, they're coming out. Seen a rare fox. I seen a rabbit today. I swear to God, when it stood up, that thing was over 2 feet in height. It looked like a kangaroo or a wallaby, and maybe it was. But this is a place that you don't want to get lost in. And my dog, he's going to be lost. And he might find people, or he might be lost in the wilderness for weeks. And unfortunately, it breaks my heart to have to go back to camp without him. But my body, at this point in time, my body cannot take anymore. I have drank today at least over 2 gallons of liquid. I have climbed a 10,400 foot peak. There's no more left in me, man. The life has been drained out of me, emotionally and physically, and I just keep pushing on, and not one of you will ever understand. You'll never understand the heart that goes into my investigations. The evidence, the things we see, the things we do are real. And trust me, I've seen it all. UFOs, monsters, Bigfoot, ghost, and demons. I've seen it all because I put myself out there. I put myself at risk. Rascal! 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 But right now, this is not a safe situation. I got 12,000 foot peaks towering over me. Miles to go. It's getting dark. I'm in the iceberg wilderness. I run like 20 different forums, including the BBS through our site, and you people think about all I fucking sacrificed over the years. I have permanent knee problems because of what I do. Permanent back problems, permanent neck problems because of what I do. And I love what I do and I'll never stop. But you know what? I've lost a lot too. And everything I devote is for the ones that I've lost. And that includes my beautiful dog. And he's probably gone forever because I am not going to sit here and pray to God and pray and all this other bullshit. I'm a realist. And the reality is, he took off after cows. He would not, instincts on dogs sometimes kick in, and he just won't listen and just kept going. He was gone. And Iceberg Wilderness has wild cattle. Usually it's snow-capped all year around. Thus, the creeks are usually very high. And this year it was a mild summer, or a mild winter. And because it was a mild winter, there's no snow, therefore the creeks are dried up. Therefore my dog was able to run over the dry creeks chasing the cows. And he's gone. He's gone. And, my dog is my companion because I know he will not disrespect me. He will stay loyal to me forever, except when there's cows, obviously. But this is a very emotional trip back. I'm sitting here and I'm walking miles upon miles, and it's just, it's getting dark in this canyon. And I could take some more pictures, but I'm just not interested in filming or taking videos or pictures, or I just want to talk to everyone. I just want to get it off my chest on how I feel, because people don't understand. They don't. People judge you for what's outside, or they judge you for your interest, or, and all I am is a devoted father. And, I love my pets. animals is like one of the only things I got. Because when you go on Facebook, people are just, most of the people are just usernames. They're not people that actually care about you as a person. I don't talk to really anybody on the phone or through text. I don't have, I have people that say they're fans, but then it's like, they're like, oh, I like what you do, and I'm your fan. If you're my fan, why don't you give me more help and support for the things that I need? And they're things that don't cost money. Tell me why. And back when I was a kid, we did paranormal investigating, I was like 6, 7 years old. I'd gather the neighborhood kids and we'd go down in the basement looking for ghosts. It was like one of those old, what do they call those, Underground Railroad type of homes. And I guess my father hung an evil mask up, and one day I grabbed all the broomsticks with the kids, and we faced off against the devil mask hanging up, We were like so skittish back then. We didn't know if that thing was, we didn't know if my father put it up, so we thought, something evil's going on. And then back then in the day, they used to do paranormal investigations on the radio. I said, one day, that's going to be me. I'm going to do live investigations, And then you sit there and you give a producer a bunch of ideas, they steal them, and they give it to somebody else. Or they turn around and they give it to some reality host who has no business chasing Bigfoot. Because, this type of work, I see all these people forming groups. And you know why they form groups? Because they've seen it on TV. But you know what? They don't have any business doing this. Because they take pictures of dust and reflections in mirrors, and their pictures are just unclear, and there's no open-mindedness, and to be a cryptozoologist or a parapsychologist or a paranormal investigator, it's years and years of work, experience, and knowing how to decipher and debunk the evidence, because not everything's ghost, not everything is Bigfoot. Granted, we get a lot of evidence sometimes, and sometimes we get nothing, But this summer has been a wow for us as far as Bigfoot. We know what we're doing. The experience is there. And any show that puts on somebody without years of experience is just, they're making a mockery of it. And all these people that form their groups, these hobby groups, in hopes to see a ghost, no investigators really. My kids can only do so much to help me out. Like today, they helped me climb the peak, and they're in much better shape than I really am, but I'm in good shape. But if you think I'm in good shape, they're in better shape than most adults. And they can climb cliffs with me, and they can do it quite quickly and succeed, as opposed to your average adult that's in their 20s or 30s. It's very dark out here, and like I said, I'm the guy that's got to go back to Highland Lakes and break my kid's heart and my girlfriend's heart. And it's a sad situation, because they're going to resent me because I took him to help me do my work, and he's gone. My knee is bloody, my ankle is sprained. I don't trust anybody. I trust my dog, but I trust very few people. Because, I get hate emails, I get death threats, there used to be hate sites about me, and it never ends. It never ends. Call it envy, jealousy, I don't know, but there are people out there who they want to hurt me, and they'll continue to try to hurt me, because they don't understand, they don't see the whole picture. They don't see the hard work that we do, or they see it and it makes them look bad, so they get really jealous, so jealous, like I'm a threat to them, that they got to destroy my good name. But I'm sick of Sci-Fi Channel and their bullshit. I'm sick of people not participating. I've had it. There's days I just want to disappear, delete my Facebook, delete my paranormal site, and say, you know what? You guys don't need to learn anything. You guys don't want to be trained by me. You guys don't want to investigate, come to meetups. Not one post on any of my paranormal list in months. Not one donation in 2 fucking years. And very few of them are going to say, I'm sorry about your dog. Because you don't care. Okay? And that's what it takes to be a paranormal investigator. You got to have a heart of an adventurer. But you also have to care. And if you don't care in life, you're not going to be successful at this. And people need to stand up for what's right. Now I'm heading in some dark woods. Very soon I'll have to put on my flashlight. And, because it is getting dark. And I have no dog with me. And he's miles and miles now from me. But it's the way it has to be. Because if I don't get back to my family, they're going to worry. And that's not a good situation. I have to cross the creek. That's another very difficult thing. I got to jump stone to stone here holding a recorder. Whoa. I just crossed the creek. Got my shoes a little wet. But I just, my dog, at this point, my dog could be dead. He could have been trampled by them cattle. And it's a very dismal night. And, all I can do is go back to camp and get drunk and pass out. Nobody really knows the real me, or the type of guy I am, or, you guys don't know my favorite food, or color, or the life that I grew up having, or the tragedies, because you guys don't know me, and some of you just don't want to get to know me. And I'm not, I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not cracking on anybody in particular. It's just that over the years, I've seen a lot of selfish people out there. Like I said, you think someone's your friend, and they don't even wish you a happy birthday, Or, like I put out the Job's Peak updates, no likes, no comments despite the evidence, nobody to discuss the evidence, or, that's why I don't even host my radio show. We have one of the most successful radio shows, but you know what? I don't host it. I don't host it because, hardly anymore, because you know what? Even if thousands of people show up, it's great that they show up. It's great they want to see me on the radio. But after I leave that show, not one of you goes to my paranormal site, or my Yahoo groups, or my Facebook to say, great show, or, I'm going to get involved. At that point, it kind of makes you feel worthless, is what it makes you feel like. It makes you feel like, you do all this work for nothing. We need equipment donated. I've asked 1,000,000 times. Nobody will donate even old equipment. Night vision cameras, memory cards, batteries, lights, safety equipment, non-battery flashlights, lanterns, lamps, hiking gear. We've gone through 3 EMF detectors. They break because the readings are so off the charts that they always end up breaking. EMF detectors, ghost box, voice recorders, anything, Gauss meters, anything to help us out. We're not rich. We provide this as a free service to everybody. The site, our paranormal investigations, and in return, people need to give back. You know, I gave to charity the other day. I don't expect nothing in return. I just wanted to do something good. And unfortunately, I don't deserve this. I don't. And I'm so tired hiking. This is a 16-mile hike today. Add in a few miles for Folger's Peak, and you'll see I've hiked over 20 miles. Do you think they'll air that on television? Hell no. Who do you think television's going to choose? The guy that really hikes for 20 miles, or the guy who's an actor? Ask yourself that. Fucking ask yourself that. It's getting cold in the iceberg wilderness. I don't know how much further I have to go. I'm hiking, it's dark, and that's where I'm at. I just seen a light in the woods too. Weird. Maybe somebody's out here. This is Lord Rick of the Paranormal and Ghost Society. Check us out at www.paranormalghostsociety.org.